Alright, so it's finally time to make this video where I discuss the differences between Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. And finally, once and for all, come to say which of the two is better. Because everyone is always saying to me, oh, Ninja Gaiden 2 is better, Sigma is trash, or Ninja Gaiden 2 is blah blah blah, whatever. So let's end this once and for all. Now, I've played both editions a great amount, and therefore I would call myself, respectively, an expert in the series, so I actually know what I'm talking about here. For the record, the recent Ninja Gaiden 2 Black release is an updated version of Sigma 2 and not Vanilla 2. So whatever I say for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 will also apply to Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, unless I say otherwise. This also includes the Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Plus edition that came out on the PS Vita. Also, I'm not going to bother mentioning graphics. It's very clear that later editions have more enhanced graphics, and I never really cared about graphics anyway. So, let's begin the comparison. So the first big difference you will notice is that there are massively more numbers of enemies littered all around in Ninja Gaiden 2 compared to Sigma 2. It can be fun to deal with all of them and feel superhuman because of it. It's like a Musa game, if I said that right, in definitive hack and slash form. Then there is Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. After experiencing Ninja Gaiden 2, you would definitely feel that a lot of the areas in Sigma 2 feel a lot more empty. In some areas it's not too bad, but in other areas they do feel a lot more plain, which make you feel like they could have fitted in at least a few enemies in some corridors or hallways. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black does remix some enemy waves to make them more reminiscent of NG2, but only in a few areas, normally where the big fights happen. Overall, Sigma 2 lacks the craziness because it doesn't have the same enemy numbers that Vanilla 2 has, but this does allow for more breathing room in combat compared to Vanilla 2. This allows you to actually perform different kinds of moves and combos that really wouldn't be possible in Vanilla 2, meaning different types of playstyles are now possible depending on the version of the game that you play. So just because Sigma 2 does not have the same number of enemies or high enemy count as Vanilla 2 has, doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. It allows you to play the game and experience the game differently compared to Vanilla 2. So obviously in Ninja Gaiden, Projectile Weapons have a return. Ninja Gaiden 2 has the bow for Ryu Hayabusa with the addition of Windmill Shuriken, Incendiary Shuriken and a water gun that only works underwater. So it has more projectile options. There are also limited ammunition for each projectile weapon. Well, only for the bow and the Incendiary Shuriken that you have to restock, that you can purchase through Muramasa or finding them throughout the world. Also, you can only select one projectile weapon at a time. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, this game only has a single projectile weapon per character, outside of the Shuriken. A big change, however, is that you can use both the Shuriken and the bow at the same time, which is game-changing in many ways for combos and other little details which are very important. It also includes a new cannon, the Howling Cannon, which, to be honest, is not that great. For me, I've only found a single use for it, and that's when you're facing off against the water dragon. Other than that, I've never used the weapon outside of that boss fight. In Ninja Gaiden 2, auto-aim for projectiles usually works well, and other times it is absolutely atrocious. Manual aim is available, however, with the crazy amounts of enemies that are present, manual aiming is not ideal. So in reality, the amounts of enemies work against the game in this instance when having to aim projectiles. making these certain segments really annoying. What makes it even worse is that some enemies are only notably damaged with projectile UTs, which means that you are forced to stand in place to charge your projectile weaponry while being attacked from potentially all sides. This is super annoying and frustrating at times. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, auto-aim for your projectiles works pretty much the same way, and without really needing to rely on it much compared to Vanilla 2 due to less enemy waves. In my experience, there are less annoying instances when relying on auto-aim. Manual aiming is much improved with your crosshair snapping towards your closest target when using it. You can also move around in aim mode, unlike in Vanilla 2. Moving around in aim mode while shooting the bow also allows you to fire your projectile weaponry faster. Projectile UTs. Ninja Gaiden 2 has the ability of charging your projectiles into ET and UT state. This works inside and outside aim mode for all projectiles besides the underwater gun. This gives the enhanced property of guaranteeing a Delimb from a successful hit, or even an instant kill when fully charged. Projectile UTs can also be charged faster with ultimate guidance. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, there are no projectile UTs present, which really sucks if I'm completely honest with you. They should definitely have kept that in there. It's pretty lame that they've taken that out. Enemy Delimb rate. In Ninja Gaiden 2, enemies delimb much more faster, allowing for quicker takedowns and to dispose of enemies more quickly compared to Sigma 2. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, enemies don't delimb as quickly, especially when it comes to the Black Spider Claw Ninjas, or the Incendiary Shuriken Black Spider Ninjas, whatever you want to call them. But this does allow for new combo opportunities and higher combo potential compared to Vanilla 2. Enemy delimb rate has also improved further in Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Enemy aggression and behavior. In Ninja Gaiden 2, enemies are more aggressive, and with the higher quantities along with their added enemy aggression, it may force you to utilize more iframe techniques in order to survive, especially when Black Spider Claw Ninjas, the Incendiary Shuriken enemies, are present with their constant Incendiary Shuriken spam. Enemies also have higher rates of input reading. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, enemies are not as aggressive, and there are lower quantities of enemies, meaning you have more time and breathing room to pull off different combos and the combos you want to perform more freely. Enemies have less rates of input reading as well. Blood. In Ninja Gaiden 2, blood exists, and so does severed enemy limbs. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, blood is replaced with mist, and severed limbs do not appear on the battlefield. In Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, they have brought back blood, and have even placed a slider, or an option rather, as to whether you want blood being shown in combat or not. So you have the option to choose between either the blood or the mist, which I think is a huge plus. Especially considering that I understand that there's people who have a fear of blood and stuff like that, so this option to have in the game is fantastic. Melee weapons. In Ninja Gaiden 2, there are only 8 available melee weapons. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has 9 available melee weapons, which includes the added addition of the Enma's Fang. Apparently, a lot of people say that they don't like the Enma's Fang, which is basically, the Enma's Fang is the great sword in this game. And truth be told, the Enma's Fang is a fantastic weapon. It's a great weapon if you do know how to use it right. It's fantastic. Combat potential. In Ninja Gaiden 2, you would need to unlock the Izuna by upgrading most of the weapons to at least level 2. And in Ninja Gaiden 2, the Luna has one less combo compared to Sigma 2. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, you have the Izuna available as a default move. And there is also the additional Luna combo, along with the Endless Fang combos, obviously, which are new additions to Sigma 2. Game chapters. Ninja Gaiden 2 has 14 chapters, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has 17 chapters. 3 additional chapters have been made to play as the female characters, 1 chapter per character. Playable characters. Ninja Gaiden 2 only has Ryu as a playable character. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has 4 characters which are playable. They are Ryu, Momiji, Rachel, and Ayane. Momiji, Rachel, and Ayane have their own projectile weapons, their own unique ninpo, and unique abilities. Ayane has now been greatly improved in Ninja Gaiden 2 Black thanks to the better Delimb rate. Whereas previously in Sigma 2, she was good for lower difficulties, but on higher difficulties it would take her forever to kill enemies due to the lessened Delimb rate in previous editions. Boss fights. Ninja Gaiden 2 has many boss fights. A lot of these bosses have more aggressive enemy behaviors compared to Sigma 2. For example, they grab more quickly, making some grabs harder to read and not as easy to avoid, along with at times dealing with hordes of enemies as you fight the boss. Ninja Gaiden 2 also has a unique worm boss fight, which is, it's bad. That fight is not great. No one likes this fight, and I don't want to hear anyone pretending as if they actually do like this fight. It's doable, you can style in it, I've done it before, but that boss fight is just bad, man. It's bad. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 adds more unique boss fights. 2 statue boss battles which are easy, by the way, so I don't know why people keep complaining about these bosses like they're so bad. They're not the greatest boss fights in the world, no, but they're not hard. They're not terrible like everyone keeps saying they are. I just don't understand why people hate them so much. But anyway. The Black Dragon boss fight is also added. It replaces the Twin Fire Dragon boss fight, the Fire Dragons boss fight from Ninja Gaiden 2, which was a ranged boss fight, by the way. The Tengu brothers are new. Marbus returns from Ninja Gaiden 1. Obaba, I believe is his name, which is the Black Spider Clan Witch. These are all new additions to Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. And one big change is that you can now fight the Water Dragon only on this small platform and not on the water like you could previously in Ninja Gaiden 2. I don't like this change. I still think that you should be able to fight the Water Dragon on the water. If you choose to stay on land, then that should be a choice given to the player. Water combat. Ninja Gaiden 2 has water combat, and it's so bad. It is a clear afterthought in the game. It's terrible. I don't know how people can defend this. It's just so bad. Water combat in that game is so bad. I cannot express it enough. It is so bad. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has thankfully removed the water combat in the game. Yeah, I have no issues with having water combat sections. But if you're going to put it in the game, at least make it good, please. Alright, thank you. Not the trash that it was in Vanilla 2. Oh my days, bro. That is so bad. So bad. Items. Ninja Gaiden 2 allows you to save special items to use whenever you like, such as the lives of the thousands, which are the health upgrades. So weapons can actually be missed in the game, which can later be bought by Muramasa if you have missed them. Muramasa also sells valuable items. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 uses special items the moment they are found. And Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 also makes it impossible to miss weapons, as you are unable to progress throughout the game without collecting the weapons. Ninpo upgrades can still be used whenever you like. One additional thing you'll notice in Ninja Gaiden 2 is the collection of certain items you will need to progress further in the game. They cause you to go on these little detours sometimes, but they're so minor that it's questionable as to why you would include them in the game at all. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 completely removes this collection aspect. Personally, I think that's better. I mean, some people might like that little collection aspect. You have to collect these certain items to help you to be able to actually progress further in the game's campaign. But once again, the changes is so minor. It's just questionable as to why it would be included at all. I don't really understand. But yeah, there we go. Tests of Valour. Ninja Gaiden 2 had additional challenge arenas throughout the campaign. These were unlocked through having the Rod of Trials. Completing them would allow you to be rewarded with a valuable upgrade or a valuable item. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 had removed the Tests of Valor, which is a bad decision. They should not have done that. The weapon upgrade system. Ninja Gaiden 2 weapon upgrades are acquired through spending essence at Muramasa's shop. This weapon upgrade system is easily the best option. It's the best weapon upgrade system that is available within the Ninja Gaiden editions. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 only allowed you to upgrade your weapon once reaching a blacksmith shrine. These are special Muramasa statues that are marked with a blue lantern as opposed to a yellow lantern. However, you can only upgrade one weapon per upgrade station. And you are only able to unlock level 3 weapon upgrades when you have reached level 10 in the campaign. So it's just not as good as Vanilla 2. Vanilla 2 upgrade system is way better, and I'm glad that they brought back the upgrade system for Vanilla 2 in Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. The New Game Plus. Ninja Gaiden 2 has New Game Plus when finishing the game, restricted to the difficulty you have finished the game on. So if you finish the game on Acolyte, for example, you have New Game Plus for Acolyte difficulty only. And if you were to finish the game on Master Ninja, for example, then you would have New Game Plus restricted to Master Ninja only. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has no actual proper New Game Plus, but it does have Chapter Challenge, which kind of acts like a New Game Plus. It allows you to pick whatever chapter of the game you want to play on, if you have finished the game on that certain difficulty, as well as give you all the weapon upgrades and all the ninpo that you get from finishing the game. Yeah, so you unlock everything at max level, you get all the ninpo at max level. The only thing that you don't really get are the health upgrades for some reason. I'm not too sure why they do this, but they should at least give you everything from the get-go, including maximum health and stuff. I don't know why they don't let you have that. It just makes no sense to me. Damage received. Ninja Gaiden 2 has the same damage received on every difficulty, I believe. I'm not noticing a difference in the damage gain depending on the difficulty that you play on Vanilla 2, so I could be wrong here. But to me, it seems that the damage that you receive in Ninja Gaiden 2 Vanilla is the same across all difficulties. Yeah. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has a massive damage increase on Master Ninja difficulty. where one grab can be enough to kill you if you are uncareful or just plain unlucky. Costumes. Ninja Gaiden 2 has more costume variants, but less unique costumes. Not even Ryu's traditional blue. Like, bruv, what were you thinking? How can you have a Ninja Gaiden game without the blue outfit, man? The iconic blue outfit. You guys are crazy. Okay? Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has more unique outfits, but unfortunately less variants of the costumes. There are also more available in the Sigma 2 Plus edition of the game. However, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black removed some of the additional costumes from Sigma 2 Plus, and I have no idea why. Additional game modes. Ninja Gaiden 2 includes Mission Mode, which is great fun. It's very good. Part of Mission Mode includes Survival for every weapon available in the game. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 includes Tag Missions, which was originally an online multiplayer mode, now only single player in the Master Collection. In the Master Collection of the game, they removed the multiplayer aspect, the online multiplayer aspect, from the Sigma 2 edition. So that means you're left with a dumb, brain-dead AI that can tank many hits, at least, on the Master Collection edition. You can also switch between your character and your AI character at any time. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Edition has changed a few of the tag missions in mission mode. Sigma 2 Plus also included Ninja Race, which was added to Master Collection but not present in the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Edition of Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. So finally on the list we have the Crystal Skulls. Now I wasn't actually going to talk about this, but this might be quite significant actually. So when it comes to the Crystal Skulls, there is a difference in how they are handled and the rewards that you get from receiving them or retrieving them in each Ninja Gaiden game. In Ninja Gaiden 2, it's mentioned that collecting Crystal Skulls will increase your karma, your kill score, when defeating enemies. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, depending on the number of Crystal Skulls that you obtain, you have a increased discount on items from Muramasa's shop. And this only includes the healing items. This only involves the healing items and the ninpo, so the recovery items, including the Talisman of Rebirth. So I personally prefer the Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 method of handling the Crystal Skulls. The discounts are more useful. I never really purchase items anyway, but this sounds a lot better to me rather than just karma score. I never really cared much about karma, but the interesting thing with Ninja Gaiden 2 is that if you collect all 30 Crystal Skulls, you are able to unlock the Giant Crystal Skull. Now, when obtaining the Giant Crystal Skull, it says that there is a enemy aggression increase. So the enemies become more aggressive the moment you obtain the Crystal Skull. According to the wiki, the enemies are more aggressive, they deal more damage. It causes enemies to wear slightly different outfits, and it also gives enemies new moves. Now, I've not noticed this. Yeah, and I've got the Giant's Crystal Skull. I've not noticed any new moves or any new outfits or anything like that. So, I'm not entirely sure about the aggressiveness. According to the description of the item, it does sound as if the enemies or the game is it does sound as if the game is meant to be harder the moment that you collect the giant crystal skull, but I don't know. I've not really noticed anything, especially the new moves and outfits and stuff. Damage, I have no idea, but aggressiveness, aggressiveness and damage, I don't know. I don't really think so. I've not noticed anything, but outfits, new moves, I've not seen. So maybe somebody can comment below and tell me if they notice any difference the moment they collect the giant crystal skull. And yeah, also it causes yellow essence to increase in value. Once again, I don't know if this is true, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so in conclusion, which game is better? Which edition of Ninja Gaiden 2 is better? Is it Vanilla 2, or is it Sigma 2, or is it Sigma 2 Black, or whatever? Obviously, Sigma 2 Black is basically Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Enhanced. So anyway, is it Vanilla 2 or is it Sigma 2? Which is it? The easy answer is none of them are bad. Both of these games are good. And with the Ninja Gaiden 2 fanboys saying that Sigma 2 is trash, they are wrong. They are absolutely wrong. Each game has their share of good and bad. Both are different versions that allow you to experience the same game in a very different way. So now it's not a matter of good and bad, but rather a matter of preference. I love both Vanilla Ninja Gaiden 2 and Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 for different reasons, but I hold them both equally high as great action games, and I respect both editions enough to understand that they both have to offer very different experiences to the same game, which is great. It's fantastic. I get to experience the same game in two different ways. One example is Ninja Gaiden 2 fans complaining about how much more health enemies have in Sigma 2 on Master Ninja difficulty. But is that really a bad thing? Because now, with the enemies having more health, it allows for new combo possibilities and opportunities that were previously unavailable in Ninja Gaiden 2 Vanilla. So for the Ninja Gaiden 2 fanboys, stop calling Sigma 2 trash, because it just so isn't, is it? Both games are great action games in their own respective right. So let's all just grow up, okay? Let's all just grow up. Yeah, this stupid debate is getting old. The guys that play Ninja Gaiden 2 or the lovers of Ninja Gaiden 2 is great. I'm glad you love it. It's fantastic. But stop hating on Sigma 2. It's not a good enough reason to hate on Sigma 2. Yeah, both games are good. They are both different. They allow you to experience the same game differently. I can accept that. If you don't like the other edition due to the changes, then that's absolutely fine. But that doesn't mean it's bad. Yeah, just because the game is not your preference or changes some things that you may not like, doesn't mean the game is bad. The game is still good. It's still very, very good. Okay? So please, stop this. Alright? Gosh. And also, if I can add, I would recommend getting both editions of these games, so that you can experience the different kinds of things that these games have to offer you. Yes, it might be throughout the same campaign, but the games, because of their nature and their systems being quite different, the experiences that you can have from these two games is quite different. It's like a new journey, through the same game. Okay, if they feel completely different in that respect, and I think that's a great thing. It gives me a reason to want to keep playing both rather than just stick with one edition. Okay, so I recommend getting them both. Play the games for yourself and understand that you can play both of these games very differently. You can play Ninja Gaiden 2 Vanilla in a certain way, and you can play Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 in a certain way. Okay, and that feature, that feeling is great. I just wish that instead of having to buy the same kind of game twice, or a game with the same name twice, that they could have had some kind of modifier or something available in the game, like a hardcore mode. If you uncheck hardcore mode, you can play, you know, the game how it is in Sigma 2. And if you check that box, if you add that modifier, if you activate the modifier, then the game starts having waves like it does in Ninja Gaiden 2 Vanilla. I think that would be much better if the games did that, rather than just having to buy the same game. What many people would feel like buying the same game twice. I mean, it doesn't really feel that way to me, because they're both very unique and they feel very different. But you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm done. Okay, show's over. Everyone go home.